Xfinity Series season on NASCAR Heat 5. We are going to bring you this one here tonight. We've got no practice, no qualifying heading out here very soon. Just a 200 lap, 300 mile race. Again, these Xfinity races fly by very quickly, and I'm sure it will fly by again tonight. So Kyle Busch comes into this race 11th in the point standings to start the season. Just 5 races in, already 59 points behind. So it goes to show right there, only 24 points separate the 2nd and 11th place drivers in the point standings. But Austin Cindric has been the man early on, despite only having 1 win this season in the 2nd race of the year at Charlotte. He is definitely on a roll. He has not finished outside the top 3 in the first 5 races. He's the only driver to finish in the top 10 in each of the first 5 races. So without further ado, we're going to hop into this one here tonight. Braden Thompson, Ghost Destroyer, Rod G, welcome to the stream. Justin Allgaier not looking like he's going to be very fast in this one. Jesse Little will be starting at the rear of the field after an engine change after qualifying. And Chase Briscoe on the pole trying to get that first win of the season here tonight. He comes into this race just ahead of Kyle Busch, 9th in the point standings. From 35th, we'll see if he can do it. Green flag is in the air for Chase Briscoe at the front of the field as he leads this field to green at Kentucky Speedway. What an initial start here for Kyle Busch, trying to weave his way from the back to the front as he has had to do in every race this season. We'll have to see how this is going to go. Day's been so far so good. Thanks for asking, Braden. Oh, Busch just got down into Matt Mills into turns 1 and 2. There's a little bit of contact. Busch kind of washes up the racetrack now off of turn 4. Barely keeps it off the wall. Austin Hill starting at the back of the field, your Daytona winner. Also in the top 10 in the point standings early on in the season. Keeping that momentum going for that smaller team. Busch in the wall off of turn 2. Howard to the inside. He's going to get on by Busch in the 18. Or I should say the 54. Been saying that a lot lately. I keep forgetting. Obviously, he's driving the 54 instead of the 18. Big side draft on Howard. 3 wide now down the front stretch. Did not want to go to the apron, but you know who does go to the apron is that car to the inside. Busch just misses turn 1. Jesse Little was to the inside of him. He hit it off the wall. Kyle struggling with a really tight race car in the early going of this one. Yeah, I only got to play 9 holes golfing today. I ended up shooting a 39, so not bad. I started off kind of slow though. There was 2 par 3s in the first 5 holes. I double bogeyed both of them, but I parred every other hole outside of that. I had a couple really long drives over 300 yards, so still hit the ball well. Just been so close to hitting even par so many times this year. Even though I was 4 over today, if you think about it, it was just 2 double bogeys and that was it. It was either I played really bad on a hole or I was just stellar. Big run. Howard slipped up off of turn 4. Busch has to get out of the back of the pack. I mean, there's just a swarm back here. 3x3 through the traffic as he goes to the outside through 1 and 2. A little bit more banking here at Kentucky in turns 1 and 2 than 3 and 4. You can kind of grip the outside a little bit better. So you can see the run off of turn 2. Busch is going to be able to carry. He's got the 08 to the inside. He just cleared him off into turn 3. Might have been a small bit of contact. Got very lucky. Now trying to side draft Jeff Green in the 38 to his outside. Oh man, Howard about ran that car to his inside. Down to the apron off of turn 4. Talk about aggressive side drafting back there. Busch going to go down to the apron through the tri-oval this time, just trying to gain as much speed as he can. It's his fastest lap of the early going of the race. He needs to get on the brakes at both ends of the track. Turns 3 and 4, with it being much flatter, that's reasonable. Turns 1 and 2, you really don't want to have to hit the brakes. But Kyle has to, just simply because of how tight this race car is. Black Ace, welcome to the stream. Big slide job now on Josh Balicki in the 99 car. He's going to clear him off at turn 4. Going to have a doubleheader of Xfinity Series action on the channel tomorrow. Dover and then Talladega will be coming up. 200 lap, 200 miler at Dover. And then at Talladega, it is a shortened half race, one of 2 races at 50% race length on the season. And one of which, again, is coming at Talladega tomorrow. That race will be right around 65 to 70 laps. Be a large sense of urgency. That first race is going to be starting at noon Eastern Standard Time, right on the dot tomorrow at Dover. Second race at Talladega will be at 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. Big run by Busch, 3 wide down the backstretch on Joe Nemechek, Chad Fincham. Busch sends it off into 3 and 4. Awkward angle. Really flat corner to take it 3 wide on the bottom like he did, but he clears them both. Off of turn 4. So Kyle's car trying to come in. Only on lap 10 here. We've had a lot of cautions in the very beginning of races over the last really week or so. We'll have to see if that's going to be the case here in this one. The most cautions we've had in a single race all season in the NASCAR Xfinity Series came last night at Auto Club. It was in the Auto Club 300-mile event last night. We had 11 cautions in that 150-lap race. But Busch is moving through the field up to 21st. Getting faster and faster here the more laps he's putting on these tires. We've seen that a few times already this season. And he needs a big day because knowing that Talladega is in the picture. Oh man, 3 wide off the exit of turn 2, way up ahead. Busch got a little side draft off of Allgaier. He's not off to a great start in this one. Busch clears them easily before they even get into turn 3. Had to check up behind Daniel Hemrick now. Another large group of cars. Busch to the apron to get around Hemrick here. Hemrick goes to the apron behind him. David Starr with a really good run so far, in 18th. Ooh, Starr got a little loose getting into turn 3. Noah Gregson's in this mess. He comes into this race second in the point standings. Busch rides the apron through 3 and 4. Anthony Alfredo, your winner at Auto Club, a photo finish with Justin Allgaier last night. Alfredo got his first win of the season and his first win of his NASCAR Xfinity Series career. They're still going 3 wide back there. Josh Williams, great run in that 92 car. He's been inconsistent the early going of this season, but he has had some really stellar runs for that team. One's the online lobby live stream. So we're looking at either Friday, tomorrow night, depending on when that Talladega race ends, which it should end at a decent time. I didn't want to do it tonight strictly because I knew it was during the week. It might have been harder for some of you guys to get on. So we're either going to go tomorrow night, but we're doing a doubleheader, or we could do it after the first Dover race on Saturday. So after the Dover Cup race on Saturday, we can end up doing a stream then also. So it will be coming up here within the next couple of days. I guess it's kind of up to you guys in the chat, you know, when you want to see it. Oh, trouble, turn 1, car in the wall. Looks like a right front tire just blew out on Ross Chastain. That is a tough break for Colleague Racing. He is still on the wall and can't get off of it, as he's got to limp that car down to the inside of the racetrack now into turn 3. As we stay green, can he get to pit road? He's kind of stacking up some cars behind, but he will get to pit road, luckily. So again, we stay green, 15 laps complete. Jeffrey Earnhardt riding in the top 10 right now. Chastain's been having a topsy-turvy kind of a season as well. He does have back-to-back top 10s coming into this race tonight, but that will likely come to an end. Busch going to clear Earnhardt off of turn number 2. Look at this. Kyle Busch into the top 10 already. About as good as he's looked since Martinsville, which was just the 3rd race of the season. But he's really struggled to find speed these last few races. Joshua White, welcome to the stream. Brandon Jones had a rough run, finished outside the top 20 yesterday as well. Looking for a bounce back performance today. We're going to alternate through the different camera angles for the first time in the early going of this race. By the way, we are using the controller tonight, as you guys see. Tristan, welcome to the stream. Big run by Busch off of turn 2, trying to keep in that draft now down the backstretch on Jones. He's going to look to his inside into turn number 3. And he'll clear him easily. Austin Cindric, as we mentioned before the start of the race, has a huge points lead already. 35 points over Noah Gragson in second. Almost a full race. Remember, 40 points is the max, because there's no stages in any of these races this season. He's running 7th right now, but he has finished no worse than 3rd in the first 5 races of the year, with his 1 win at Charlotte as well. Cindric is going on, looking like an early championship favorite. Kyle Busch trying to pass him for 7th, though, into turn 3. Drove it in deep, got it to stick, and clears him easily. Do I like Kentucky in the game? Yeah, it could be a fun track. It's kind of hit or miss for me as far as speed usually, and we've definitely got speed rolling out of the gate. It's a little tight, but we've definitely got the speed. Busch all over the back of the 39. Gonna get to his outside now off of turn 2, down the backstretch. Into 3. Sieg has the momentum. Busch trying to crowd him. Inside the top 5 now. Alex Lebay, another one of those drivers that has had a hit or miss kind of a season. Running in the top 5 right now. Remember, he finished 4th at Charlotte. That's his best finish of the season. Oh, Busch might have drove it in a little too deep. He got really loose underneath the 11 of Justin Haley. Very great car control by Kyle Busch. He had to get way out of the gas, but that could have been a terrible accident. Drove it in a little too deep. Now goes to the outside and clears Haley off of turn 2 for 5th. Took him an extra half a lap, but that was way better than wrecking 2 very strong race cars. Lebay goes to the outside, not the line at all, in turns 3 and 4. 1 and 2, he can somewhat make it work. 3 and 4 is just way too flat. Busch is not going to clear him yet. Start finish line he will, and that'll move Kyle up to 4th. Michael Annett in 2nd, Harrison Burton 3rd. Chase Briscoe, your race leader, has led every lap since starting on the pole today. Ultimate Games, welcome to the stream. What state do I live in? I live in Northwest Ohio, so about a half hour, roughly a half hour southeast of Toledo. And about an hour and 15 minutes straight south of Detroit. Harrison Burton kind of caught behind the lap car there of Landon Castle. Kyle Busch up to 3rd. And now Michael Annett on the outside, stuck behind Mike Harmon. Busch went through the middle lane to make sure he got around the 90 of Baccarella. Kyle Busch up to 2nd place, but Briscoe dominating the race early, has a 3.5 second lead even on Busch, who just took 2nd. But Kyle is coming through the field. Jackson Thomas, welcome to the stream. We're at lap 25 at the line this time. Caution free to this point, but we did see a driver who at the time was running in the top 10, Ross Chastain, blow a right front tire in turns 1 and 2. Hit the outside wall, limped the car to pit road. Not sure if he's back on the racetrack or not exactly, but his chances of even getting back into the top 10 are slim to none at this point. Is Dover going to have fans? No, there's no fans at Dover this weekend, unfortunately. They will be having limited fans at the next 2 races after that. Daytona for the Coke Zero 400, and then they'll have fans at the Southern 500 for the first playoff race at Darlington. And I believe there's likely going to have fans at Bristol again for the night race a couple weeks after that. I have no clue on Richmond. I haven't really heard much about that yet. That's that in-between race. I'm actually going to Darlington for the Southern 500 So I'm leaving on the Friday before the race. The race is the Sunday night, and I'm coming back home on Labor Day. So I'll try to stream, but again, if we have issues with it, I'm not going to force it. So we might have to take a couple days off, but I will be vlogging that trip. It'll be a lot of fun. It'll be my first time to Darlington. Probably stop at the NASCAR Hall of Fame in Charlotte on the way down there. Either Friday or, pick a stopping point sometime Friday and go there Saturday or something. Kyle Busch has caught the race leader. Man, he got loose off of turn 4. Tried to turn that car under, and Busch will lead the lap at the line, and he'll clear Briscoe into turn 1. 28 laps to go from 35th to first. Again, in 27 completed laps. Just past halfway through the tire run. It's the only thing. Busch is wearing that right front tire out quite a bit, but now that the car is getting looser in the second half of the run, less stress will likely be on that right front. No problem there, Jackson. I think Jimmy's throwback car looks pretty awesome, honestly. Nice tribute to all the 7-time champs. They made that paint scheme work out about as best as it possibly could have. Oh! In contact, the 18 to the inside of the 54. And it seems like Kyle Busch is the driver, racing pretty aggressively tonight. Working out for him so far. He's been getting beat around pretty good the first handful of races this season, but he is not going to let it happen again tonight at Kentucky. Well, the 07, there's Ray Black Jr., him and Kyle Busch got into each other a lot last night at Auto Club. They were battling with each other basically the whole race. You saw Ray Black Jr. give him a lot of room now that Busch is in the lead the very next night at Kentucky. I did not see the throwback for Chase, William, or Alex. So I'll have to take a look at those after I get done with the stream tonight. Yeah, I didn't see of any more throwbacks that were released today, personally, so. Not sure what the interval was that Kyle Busch was behind the race leader before he started to cut that interval down on Briscoe and end up eventually taking the lead. But he is putting a lot of cars a lap down. Gregson in 15th already a lap down. So 14 cars on the lead lap. Busch has about a 6.5 second lead. Saw him get really loose off of turn 2 again on the inside of the racetrack. Kind of letting the car drive himself right now. This is my pick for Dover. So I don't exactly know right now, but I'll save that obviously for my predictions and fantasy live analysis video coming up. Again, we'll be having 2 videos because there's a race Saturday and Sunday. I'll likely end up releasing the first race's prediction video either very early Saturday or tomorrow. I've already kind of started working on it, but it'll be done in full because obviously with my doubleheader tomorrow I won't have a lot of time, so I'll probably get to working on that after this race is over tonight too. But yeah, you can expect 2 prediction videos, 2 post-race analysis videos this weekend. Really feel how loose this 54 car is at this point in the run. Loose as fast if he can hang on to it, that is for sure, as he goes up the middle 3 wide. Williams in 12th will now go a lap down. Landon Castle off turn 4 will go a lap down also. 35 laps complete, still caution free until now. So at lap 36, Caution will fly for the first time tonight. Pit stops under caution here coming for the leaders. Kyle Busch going to add just a little bit more tape from 35% of the grill covered to 40%. That'll be the only adjustment made for Kyle Busch under this pit stop. Pick for Darlington is Brad. He will dominate. Oh, okay. Josh Williams in 12th will get the free pass. The timing of that first caution here.
Coming to the green. Be ready here. Green's out. Let's go.
Green flag back in the air. Kyle Busch won the race off at pit road, and how quickly Briscoe just jumped down behind Kyle. Kyle nailed through those shifts perfectly. Now, a little bit of extra tape probably helped with the takeoff speed. Didn't want to go too heavily on it. They have to keep an eye on those oil temps just to make sure not to go his way wrong here, but hopefully that'll help for the straightaway speed just a little bit. Off of turn 4, Kyle Busch still has the lead. He likely doesn't have a short run car. Briscoe down to the apron as we get up to speed. Michael Annett also down to the apron in 3rd place. Briscoe really drove it in deep there. Kyle trying to stay out in front of him. Tim Irvin, welcome to the stream. And as Busch slides up the track, Briscoe clears. Chase Briscoe back to the lead off of turn 2. Michael Annett to 2nd. Oh, Briscoe got really tight. He goes high. Michael Annett to the bottom for the lead. Busch is getting tight on the bottom now. 3 wide off of turn 4. Alex LeBay in the middle. Austin Cindric back to the top 3. Look at Harrison Burton with the run on the apron to get by LeBay. LeBay had to really get out of the gas there. And Cindric to his inside. Briscoe still trying to rip the top. Kyle Busch is kind of stuck up there and quickly falling outside of the top 10 after restarting from the lead. So Michael Annett led that 2nd lap off the restart here. And quickly Busch falls back to 11th. Everybody pitted under that first caution at lap 36, so just 3 more sets of tires for Kyle Busch tonight. They were getting somewhat towards the end of the run. He was about 3/4 of the way through. No, Kyle Busch is not my favorite driver. My favorite driver is Ryan Blaney. I picked Kyle Busch for the Xfinity Series season simply because it was a fan vote, and we had more votes for Kyle Busch for the Xfinity Series season back when we started the NASCAR Heat 5 series. Wow, look at that run Busch got to the back bumper of the 9 at Gregson into turn 1. He had to check up on the brakes just to keep from running into the back of him. I really like how that 6 car, David Starr, is running tonight. Nothing but a back marker car all season, but he's running inside the top 20. Actually, I believe he's in 15th. Oh, we got a car on pit road up in smoke. I believe it was Ray Black Jr. in the 07, if I'm not mistaken, who was on pit road. So he was already a lap down, but things getting a little bit worse for him. Gregson all the way down to the apron, that little bit of a protective line. Busch gets the run into 1 and 2. He tried to look high because he was kind of not necessarily overrunning the corner, but Gregson on the bottom. He just can't carry that whole momentum and that all that speed that he wants to carry. Looks like he beat Gragson back to the gas through 3 and 4 here. He's going to have a shot to get him in 1 and 2 this time. Busch is going to have to look high. Oh, Gragson runs that middle line. Kind of took Busch's line away right in the center of the corner. Gragson gets the drive off. Busch ran the top side though. We'll see. And that doesn't really help him for straightaway speed. Gragson got a really good drive off. Busch drives it in deep down to the apron now through 3 and 4. He's trying to pick a different line than Gragson. He's trying to do something different to get around him. Now he's in the draft through the tri-oval. Gragson down to the apron, kind of runs that protective line again to keep Busch from getting underneath him. Busch to the outside through 1 and 2 again. Kind of starts to wash up the racetrack. Gragson gets that run on the bottom. They're still side by side. Not for position, but Busch just trying to get around him. Little side draft down the backstretch now. Into 3. Busch brakes a little early. Gets back into the gas. Great crossover move now to the inside of Gragson. That was a great move by Kyle Busch. And now he is on the inside. And he's going to clear Gragson easily at the start-finish line. So that was a great move. Great setup move off of turns 3 and 4. No, Kyle Busch has 1 stage win, so does Johnson. Johnson has a stage win at Martinsville, and Kyle Busch got his first stage win at, man, it was just a couple weeks ago. I want to say Michigan, if that's not wrong. Was it the first Michigan race? Yeah, Kyle did win a stage, though. It was very recent. I want to say it was one of the 2 Michigan races. He won 1 stage. Oh, big run to the inside of Jesse Little. He left the bottom open there. Busch just couldn't get the drive off. Little did on the top. Tried to use the draft on the back straightaway now. Get that run into 3. Little back to the top. He should be able to clear him. Kyle can now go for Jeffrey Earnhardt in 9th and 8th place on Justin Haley here pretty soon. 15 people watching right now. Thanks for everybody tuning in. 16, make that 16. Anybody is new watching, subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. There was almost a contact there between Earnhardt and Busch. Got daily NASCAR Heat live streams. Be adding another game in the series. Again, I mentioned after the stream last night, NASCAR Thunder 04 will be coming to the channel. Full race live streams as we do here on Heat 5. We'll be doing that with a realistic broadcast as usual, but for NASCAR Thunder 2004, we'll be splitting race by race, so it should be a lot of fun. My PS2 is coming in the mail along with that game, so it's just a matter of when will it get here. Should be about a week to a week and a half, but I'm letting you guys know ahead of time. Should be a lot of fun. Sebastian, welcome to the stream. Busch down to the apron through 3 and 4. Last time he did that to pass Haley, he got a little loose, but that time he clears him off of turn 4. Great move by Busch. Had a lot better car control than the first time he tried to do that on Haley about 20 to 30 laps ago in the race. Kyle was only able to lead for 7 laps before the caution came out at lap 36. That is the only caution we've had tonight, and our only pit stops came under that caution. Oh boy, this is going to get tight. 3 wide in between Cindric and Sieg. Off of 4 through the tri-oval. Is anybody going to break early going into 1? Not necessarily, because Busch was able to clear Sieg. Man, look at that 54 car slide in the center of the corner. And Sieg's going to clear Cindric now off of turn 2 likely. And he does. So Austin Cindric now back to 8th. still a top 10 run, but compared to where Cindric's been, finishing in the top 3 the first 5 races of the year, definitely looking for a possible points gained here. We'll be playing NASCAR Thunder 2004. We're playing Heat 5 tonight, but once I get my PlayStation 2 here within a week and a half, get it set up, figure out how to do live streams off of that, we'll end up throwing some of those in play as well. Again, we'll do full race season modes just like we're doing here on Heat 5, but with Thunder 2004 as well. We'll kind of alternate back and forth. So that it'll take up a lot of space with Heat 5. So that way it wasn't like Heat 4 where we're just doing season after season after season. We're just going to stick to the 2 seasons like I originally planned on doing. And we'll probably do 2 seasons of Thunder 04 as well. Oh man, LeBay is right there also, kind of in Busch's way. Busch couldn't get the run he needed. Brandon Jones and Briscoe to the bottom. Briscoe's really falling back. 3 wide into turn 1. Busch on the top. LeBay in the middle. Briscoe on the bottom. Briscoe trying to fight back. Oh, there's contact. Busch got a little loose, kind of got into the side of the 36 of LeBay and somehow keeps the power down. Trying to outdrive Chase Briscoe through 3 and 4. And he'll clear him off of turn 4. Busch back up to 3rd. Harrison Burton leads the race currently by about 3 seconds over Busch and about 2 to 2.5 seconds over Michael Annett, who is in 2nd and not that much further ahead of Kyle Busch. Just a couple car lengths off of turn 2 this lap. Who's on the cover of Thunder 04? Tony Stewart. Tony would have won the title the season before in 02 because that's technically the 03 season for that game. Kyle Busch clears Michael Annett at the start-finish line. He's up to 2nd, now less than 2 seconds off the lead. Busch is currently the fastest car on the racetrack. Trying to get to the lead for the 2nd time today, hopefully, within a few laps. Just kind of ripping that middle lane around the racetrack to get around these lap cars, keeping them to the bottom. Busch's car seems to be a little bit looser on the bottom. It's definitely the fastest way around Kentucky. Oh, Harrison Burton's got like 3 lap cars right around him. You saw him desperately trying to get to the inside. He needs to get going because Kyle Busch is coming through the field. Look at that run Kyle Busch has. That was his fastest lap of the race at the line that time as he goes to the outside. 3 wide with the lap car of Howard to the inside. Trying to get the run on Harrison Burton off of turn 2. Still side by side for the lead down the backstretch. Busch blocks and he is clear into turn 3 and back to the bottom. Kyle Busch to the lead for the 2nd time tonight. Called 88, welcome to the stream. So Busch back in the lead again at Kentucky. 138 to go. Still in the first half of the race, but well over a quarter of the way through. Busch leads, Burton in 2nd, Annett 3rd, LeBay 4th, and Brandon Jones rounds out the top 5. Wayne Laney, welcome to the stream. Yeah, I did see 704 Games was rebranding their NASCAR Heat Series into a different NASCAR series, likely NASCAR 21 or something of that nature. Saw that a few days ago. Yeah, same company, just a different game. Still in the NASCAR series, of course, too. This is Pete Kyle Busch during this run. The amount of laps that we have on our tires, or he's got on his tires currently. Most of the way through the run, not quite all the way, obviously, as he goes all the way to the apron through 3 and 4. Look at that 3-wide pass on Alfredo and Allgaier. Easily clearing him off at turn 4, trying to put as many cars a lap down as possible before he hits pit road. Only 3 sets of tires left after pitting once for tires already in the race. So you wonder what that's going to do as far as the strategy goes the rest of the race. Called, we are currently 11th in the point standings coming into this race here tonight. So we dropped 2 spots in the last 2 races. After a 5th at Phoenix, not a bad run at all there. But a 17th place finish at Auto Club last night. Caution's out again for the second time here tonight at lap 68. Will be the timing of that one. So Kyle Busch wins. 4 fresh tire pit stop, just 2 sets left. We're not even halfway through the race. Could be maybe a little bit of a danger zone for Kyle Busch. We'll have to see how he manages his tires the rest of the way. He's done a pretty good job so far during the course of these runs, but we'll have to see. Oh man, he got tight off of turn 4. He did not want to lift. Side-by-side battle for second between Michael Annett and Harrison Burton. Brandon Jones had a good restart from about 5th place. He quickly got to 4th, and he is looking to go to the bottom 3 wide for second. Brandon Jones with a run. Busch gets tight off of turn 2. Man! And here comes Ryan Sieg looking for the lead. He's up to second. Brandon Jones in the lead. And look at this swarm of cars. Chase Briscoe, who led a lot of laps early after starting on the poles, up to 3rd. Busch back to about 4th. Jones leads the lap at the line that time. All 3 cars went down to the apron there, but look at Kyle Busch run hard through 1 and 2. For a moment, almost got back to the inside of Briscoe. Harrison Burton, who restarted 2nd, is all the way back to 5th. Oh, Burton gets to the inside of Busch. A little bit of contact. And look at how wide Kyle had to run up the exit of the corner. My goodness. Can I put on scuffs? Not with the laps we've had on our tires, we wouldn't even have any scuffs. We didn't practice either, so yeah, we didn't practice or qualify. We would have no scuffs. Oh, 3 wide right behind Busch, and now he's stuck 3 wide in the middle. He almost made contact with the 9 of not Allgaier, but Noah Gragson. Still to the inside of Justin Haley for position. They battle for 7th. Right back to the inside of Gragson. Trying to side draft that 9 car. Look at the pole he got after that side draft. He is all over him. Gragson just couldn't get the power down because of it. Oh, Gragson a little loose through turns 3 and 4, but Kyle Busch still to the inside, trying to get the run. Alex Obey all over the back of him. Busch Man, he's just trying to stay on that corner panel, but Gragson clears him for now. Goes down to the apron for a quick moment. Busch drives it in deep on the bottom again. Haley's got a big run on the top side. He's side by side with Busch now. Busch kind of blocks off LeBay a little bit. Back up to side draft the 11. Another deep run through 3 and 4. Back to the inside of the 9 of Gragson. He's trying to side draft him enough that he can stay right there with him. It's a good move. Look at that pole Busch got through the tri-oval and clears him into turn 1. Oh, that kind of stacked up LeBay. They're 3 wide now behind the 54 of Busch. Gragson trying to fight back. Haley sneaking up on the outside again. And LeBay to the inside, makes slight contact with Busch. Runs up the track, and here comes Jesse Little. Noah Gragson, Justin Haley still behind Kyle. Do I watch Real Radman? Not very often. I do occasionally, though. I watched his Do It for Dale series. That was a lot of fun. I see he's doing a Drive for 5. I haven't watched too much of it, but Austin Cindric, man, he fell outside of the top 10 on that last restart, but he has gotten back up to 9th and now looking on Kyle Busch for 8th. Oh, man. Cindric got to the inside of Busch off of turn 2 there. Look at Jesse Little with a power move to the top. That's not going to work. Kyle just beat Cindric back to the gas. He just can't get back alongside of him yet. Busch goes to the apron. Oh, Cindric goes to the apron too. Look at him crowding Kyle Busch. Kyle just too strong and gets right back around him. But now he's getting tight up the racetrack. Cindric now runs the top side behind Kyle. And look at the run Austin Cindric's got. Cindric goes to the outside again through 3 and 4. And he's going to lose a little bit of ground. Little's going to clear him off at turn 4. Not for position, but throw the car in Cindric's way. Alex LeBay, meanwhile, trying to get around Jeremy Clements for 6th. So they start battling. Kyle Busch trying to close right back in on him. So Kyle had a lot better of a restart than what he did the last time. I don't watch Raw Gator too much. Those compilation videos I watch from time to time, but from those multiple NASCAR YouTubers. I probably watch Jake Baskinger more than any of the other ones, but yeah, I do watch a lot of Black Flag Matters videos. Honestly, all the NASCAR Weekly Podcast guys probably produce some of the best content on NASCAR. Slab Shoes, Brock Beard, those are probably my top 6 between the NASCAR Weekly Podcast guys, Slab Shoes and Brock Beard. I think they all, between all 6 of them, they probably have the best NASCAR content out there. Busch has a run on LeBay. He looks to the outside into turn 1. LeBay with that protective line down to the apron. Ooh, man, he kind of started that corner off a little later. Really drove it off in there and clears Busch off of turn 2. LeBay really putting up a fight. Busch looks to the bottom into 3. LeBay almost through the block. Busch drives it in deep. Slide job up to the top of the racetrack and clears it. LeBay with the power move in 1 and 2. Busch with the power move in 3 and 4. And up to 6th. Seen some great racing here today at Kentucky. That is for sure. That was a big run through turns 3 and 4. Busch pushes way up the racetrack on corner exit. Couldn't quite get to the inside of Ryan Sieg. Looks back to the bottom of him though. Going into turn 1, he should be able to get him here, and Kyle's back up into the top 5. Braden Rankin, welcome to the stream. Alex LeBay looks like he's going to get around Sieg as well for 6th. Ryan's lost a lot of time on the top side of the racetrack. He really needs to get back down to the bottom. It's okay at 1 and 2. You can make it work, especially on the short runs, but 3 and 4, you just lose way too much time up there. I mean, unless you're maybe up there on a restart, you can maybe make it work, but even then, it's pretty difficult. Definitely the flattest of the 1.5-mile racetracks on any of the top 3 preliminary series circuits. Kyle trying to get underneath the 19 of Brandon Jones. Big side draft there. Jones was able to get to the lead on the restart. He will fall back to 5th. Man, Kyle really drove it off into turn 1. Meanwhile, Chase Briscoe did get back to the lead for the first time since the beginning of the race. He led the first 26 laps. Has not led since, until he took the lead a couple laps off of this restart. Seemed like off that first restart, he couldn't quite gain any ground. He lost a lot of ground, just could not get it back in the traffic, but he nailed the restart that last time and simply drove himself back up there. He's sitting well for himself, but he's only about a half a second ahead of Harrison Burton and Kyle Busch. But the 3 drivers who have led the most laps today are 1, 2, 3. Brandon Jones has led laps, as well as Michael Annett has led a couple laps, 4th and 5th. So Jones tries to go, sorry, not Jones, but Harrison Burton tries to go to the outside. They're 3 and 4 there. Kyle Busch had a big run on him, and Kyle's going to continue that run. Burton's falling about a second off the run. Cesar Baccarella in the 90. Easily getting out of the way of both Briscoe and Busch, but Kyle Busch is coming on Chase Briscoe. Not going to get there this lap, but he'll likely get there next lap. Briscoe might be a sitting duck through 1 and 2. What line will he run? Busch goes to the top. Briscoe committed to the bottom. He went to the apron at the end of the front stretch. Oh man, they both drove it off there deep into turns 1 and 2. Busch trying to clear Briscoe off in turn 2. Can he hang on that left rear corner panel? No. No side draft will happen for the 98 car. He falls back to 2nd again. And Kyle Busch to the lead for the 3rd different time today at lap 92 officially at the start-finish line this time by. 109 laps to go. Almost halfway home. We are past halfway through this tire run, and remember, Kyle can only pit for tires 2 more times today, unless he tries to split strategy, maybe take right sides. If he does that, he can take right sides twice and 4 tires once. And look at him drive it up the middle between those 2 slower lap cars of Castle and McLaughlin. And that might have to be a strategy Kyle's got to be willing to try here, because he's got to save tires. Those 2 cautions came out 3/4 of the way through the run, kind of putting him in a situation where he had to pit, but he took 4 tires both times. So that is definitely going to be interesting as this race carries forward. There's about 13 or 14 cars on the lead lap as well at this point in the race. Kyle's ran a pretty clean race today. It's been very aggressive, but pretty clean for the most part. Made very, very little contact throughout the course of this race. Let's Do I have Heat Evolution? I did when it first came out and until NASCAR Heat 2 came out, but I traded it in once I got Heat 2, and I have no willingness to want to play Heat Evolution ever again, to be completely honest. So, yeah, I sold it, got whatever money I could back for it, put that towards Heat 2 when I bought it. 105 laps remaining, just above the halfway mark. Riley Herbst having one of his worst runs of the season in 23rd right now. He's sitting just outside the top 10 of the point standings. Oh boy, Busch is sliding off of turn 2, and he barely kept it off the wall. Man, that car just took off on him all of a sudden. He's been battling a loose car in the second half of the run, but not like that until that point. Working to the outside of Alfredo here. Yeah, Kyle's likely going to take right side tires under the next pit stop, whether it would be under caution or under green. And if it comes under caution, that's going to be a huge disadvantage on the restart. He's already had a slower short run car. Granted, it will loosen him up, which could help the short run speed. I guess we don't know until we end up finding out. Hopefully Kyle doesn't have to find out. It's definitely going to be a very interesting race in that aspect here today. That is for sure. But again, almost halfway home here. In just 2 laps, we will be halfway for this 300-mile, 200-lap race at Kentucky Speedway tonight under the lights. And again, next 2 races for this Xfinity Series season, races 7 and 8 on the season, will be coming tomorrow. Both in the afternoon hours. Eastern Standard Time, we go to Dover. Full 200-lap, 200-mile race there. That will start at noon Eastern Standard Time, and at 5 o'clock tomorrow p.m. Eastern Standard Time, of course. We're running at Talladega for a shortened race there, one of only 2 shortened races on this Xfinity Series custom schedule season, so should be a lot of fun. Cross flags halfway home. To the outside of Josh Williams. 12th place car, he'll go a lap down, so just 11 cars on the lead lap now. Kyle Busch has a 10.5 second lead on Briscoe, his largest lead of the race. Largest lead anybody's had today. Followed by Harrison Burton, Michael Annett, and Brandon Jones rounds out the top 5 still. So we have, since Kyle Busch has taken the lead, that has been the running order for about the last 10 to 15 laps. So Kyle's made it halfway through the race, and he still can pit 2 more times. He's only pit twice up to this point. It would definitely be a risk to take 4 tires as far as making sure he only has to pit 1 more time today. And the later and later this run goes, the more willing I think he will be to putting 4 fresh tires on this car under the next stop. Because again, he's conserving his tires pretty well over the course of a fuel run today. Not perfect, but pretty good. Austin Cindric in 10th is going to go a lap down, so despite the top 10 run, that is big because Cindric is the regular season points leader. 35-point lead over Noah Gragson again coming into tonight. But he's still likely going to gain on Gragson because Gregson's been right around 15th the entire race. He's already likely, I believe, 2 laps down up to this point. We'll just have to wait and see how that's going to go. Again, tire management will be a big factor in this one. This race by no means over. Most drivers that have been put a lap down up to this point in the race. Also only 7 cars on the lead lap as we cross the line with 95 laps to go. So most laps Kyle Busch has led in a race outside of Martinsville, where he led just over 200 in that race. It's his only win on the season so far through the first 5. Right front's looking really worn. Yep, down to 19%. Still looking pretty decent though. The only adjustment Kyle's made so far today is he added about 5% tape to the car under that first pit stop of the race. Maybe trying to help with that straightaway speed. He's considering adding another 5% or so. It's like by the end of the straightaways, oil temp's right in the mid 240s, but it can run to 260 before it even alerts you that it is starting to run hot. The 270 is usually when it starts to smoke. Ooh boy. It's a big loose moment off of turn 2 there. Might not have looked that bad on the screen, but it didn't feel too comfortable. Kyle just trying to ride this out as much as he can, of course, before pitting. And he's not going to make it to the end of the fuel run, so Kyle Busch will likely be the first driver to hit pit road here. He's got about a 20.5-second lead currently over Chase Briscoe, again, largest lead of the night. Busch has likely led the most laps up to this point, but I don't think he's led more than 50 laps tonight either. Yep, definitely watch the iceberg also. He definitely has some pretty cool video concepts too. Fastest lap of the race so far is a 31.542. At this point in the run on older tires, he's running 31.721. Kyle Busch is at his fastest when he's about halfway through the run. The end of the run, it just gets a little too loose, but the beginning of the run is just a little too tight. But all around, not bad. And LeBay caught behind a lap car. Man, Alfredo about raining him down to the apron, and he is running him down to the apron. Kyle Busch just kind of chopped off the nose of Alfredo's car. Getting into turn 1, that car just took off to the left. He's trying to hang on these old tires. By the way, that last lap was Kyle Busch's fastest lap of the race, 31.471. About a 1/10 of a second quicker than his prior quickest lap time of the race. This will not be a quick lap time though. Yeah, he dropped about 0.6 of a second that last lap. The contact he made with Alfredo getting into the corner. Three wide into turn 3. Oh wow, look at this car moving around a ton on Busch as he washes up the racetrack now. Gonna stay out of the pits one more lap. He'll likely come to pit road this time by. When he comes out of the pits, he'll have 87 laps to go. Kyle Busch going to make this a 4-tire pit stop. Originally was going to make it 2. Made it to a decent point in the race. He will take 4 tires. That'll give him 1 set left the rest of the race. So Kyle Busch will be the first driver to come down pit road for a green flag pit stop today, at least a scheduled one. 45 miles an hour is the pit road speed limit. Easily got down in time. Timed it perfect. Going to add that extra 5% of tape to the grill. Going to repair any damage he might have, but he really doesn't have any. Kyle Busch cycles out of the pits in 6th, but he's about 16.5 seconds off the lead, but he's got the freshest tires in the field currently. Goes down to the apron here through the tri-oval. 86 laps to go. As he gets up to speed, a second of a lap quicker roughly than the rest of the field here. But he pitted about 10 laps before the end of the fuel run, so we'll see when everybody else will hit pit road. Oh, caution's out. And that is not really what Kyle Busch wanted to see there. Just a couple laps after he pitted. He will cycle back into the lead by staying out of the pits here, and everybody else will pit their third time. So everybody has pit 3 times a day. Jeffrey Earnhardt will get back on the lead lap with the free pass. And with Busch pitting, it gave cars their lead or their laps back. Remember, the only driver on the lead lap was Harrison Burton and Chase Briscoe when Kyle Busch came to pit road. So 85 to go at the timing of just the 3rd caution of the race today. Gamer Playboy, welcome to the stream. How many laps do you think we've led so far? I'd probably say right around 50 now. Somewhere around there. Green flag back in the air. Oh, Briscoe did not get the restart he needed on the top. And look at Harrison Burton to the bottom. 3 wide. Looked like Annette was going to take it 3 wide there for a moment. And that allows Kyle Busch to drive off through 1 and 2. So we try to get back up to speed. Harrison Burton will clear Briscoe off of turn 2 for 2nd. Brandon Jones to the inside looking for 3rd, followed by Ryan Sieg. Briscoe stuck on the top. He has fallen back to 5th or 6th on the restart. Austin Cindric back in the top 5. Kyle Busch will lead at the line. 80 laps to go. Burton to the bottom. Went to the apron there for a quick moment. Kyle Busch trying to keep the car on the inside. He's gotten tight off at turn 2 every restart on that 2nd lap. Getting back up to speed, but not that time. And he knew he couldn't do it or he was going to lose the lead. Here comes Brandon Jones. Oh, Burton moves him. Burton just moved Kyle Busch. Briscoe kind of stuck behind, and they are 4 wide off the exit of turn number 4. Oh my goodness. Clements is up to 4th all of a sudden. Harrison Burton moved Kyle Busch through the flat turns 3 and 4. Busch gets tight off into turns 1 and 2 now. Oh man. About went 4 wide again. Contact with LeMay. LeMay's in the wall. He tried to squeeze in to a hole that just wasn't there. Man, look at all the spots. The 2 drivers that restarted on the front row, Chase Briscoe and Kyle Busch, are now left in 8th and 9th and side by side in that battle. Oh, Tommy Joe Martin's got loose right in front of Busch. I should say right around Busch and Briscoe. Oh, contact trying to clear him. And LeBay gets his spot back on Kyle Busch because of that as he slipped by to the outside. Here comes Noah Gragson. One more set of tires left the rest of the way here for Kyle Busch. Everybody has pit 3 times. Oh man, maybe a little contact between LeBay and Busch off in turn 2. Very minimal if there was contact. It was definitely close. Busch got loose. Yeah, I did see Jimmy Johnson's new paint scheme. Well, he had a different paint scheme for the Daytona Road Course last week, but of course he has a throwback car for Darlington this year, as they usually do. Jacob Westbrook, welcome to the stream. Temperature's not really running much hotter with that little bit of tape added to the race car. Again, trying to help that straightaway speed out. Look at David Starr running in 12th. That backmarker team in the Whataburger paint scheme is just absolutely on a rail tonight, considering the funding that they have. But he is a veteran in the series, has been in the sport a long time. Kyle Busch will now move up to 9th. We'll go to the trivia question of the night. Again, a mini series involved in a series that I wanted to start during the course of these full race live streams. So this is going to be a track info kind of question. Kentucky Speedway, and it's based on the Cup Series. So here it is. There's been 6 different winners at Kentucky Speedway in the NASCAR Cup Series since they came in racing there once a year, starting back in 2011. Cole Custer was the first driver that was not a former Cup Series champion to win there when he got his first career win earlier this season. Who are the other 5 drivers to have won at the racetrack since its Cup Series inception? And again, those drivers are all past champions. So that is the trivia question of the night. And caution is out again for the 4th time today. Alex LeBay is going to hit pit road, but Busch and everybody else going to stay out. Busch has to stay out here. He's only got 1 set of tires left. So again, down in the chat, try to answer the question if you can, without looking it up on the internet if at all possible, of who are the 5 drivers who have won a Cup Series championship to win at Kentucky Speedway in the Cup Series. Diamond Jeff, welcome to the stream. Looks like Brandon Jones will hit pit road also here, and the free pass will go to David Starr, who will also hit pit road along with Jeffrey Earnhardt. Top 8 stay out. 9th through 12th all hit pit road. Green flag back in the air. Kyle really taking off on the restart. This is the first time he's had to restart from the outside today. We'll see what he can do as he takes it 3 wide into turns 1 and 2. Man, he had a heck of a run there. Oh, a little contact with the net. Busch, oh, squeezes his way in there. 4 wide into turn 3. Oh, Clements just drives it in deep right in front of Busch. Heavy contact trouble. Big crash in turns 3 and 4. Caution is out again. Jeremy Clements just stuffed it into turn 3 after Busch made contact. They were 4 wide into turn 3 there. 5th caution of the night with 69 to go as we had about a 5 or 6 car pileup, and a lot of those drivers were in the back half of the top 10. Man. And he cannot repair the damage. It is above 5 seconds, barely, but it is. Clements will hit pit road. He was the main factor in that caution. Gragson will get the free pass in 13th. Only 6 seconds of damage. It seems like you don't seem to DNF unless you hit the wall like head on. I've kind of noticed that. If you don't hit the wall head on, it seems like you can make it out of an accident, but there is minimal damage all the way around the race cars. We go back to green, 65 to go at Kentucky. And again, Busch restarts on the top. Got those mixture of guys on fresh tires and old tires that is really paying a factor here. Look at David Starr. He's trying to get to the top 10, and that's where he's at right now. How about David Starr? What a run that team is having. 3 by 3 through the pack on the restart. Look at this mess. Busch to the bottom, 4 wide through the tri-oval. Are they going to make it into turn 1? Busch gets loose and he drives up in front of Starr. My goodness. Oh, contact with the 51. Once again. David Starr back to the bottom. We'll go back to the trivia question here when things thin out a couple laps. I'll give you guys the answer. Clements just really drove it in deep. He pitted to service that car under the last caution. They're still 3 wide off of turn 2. Clements got a little loose. They're going 3 wide up there for about 3rd place also. Man, they were just 4 wide again. David Starr kind of gripped the bottom of the track. And speaking of which, we are 3 wide again, 4 wide through the tri-oval for the 3rd time since the restart. My goodness, Vinnie Miller just tried to take it in all of a sudden. Finally, Busch clears Sieg on the top side. Michael Annett is really falling back off the restart. Busch is loose through 3 and 4. Oh, into the wall. Hard hit. As he hit the apron through turns 3 and 4, slid up the track, overcorrected it, and somehow got the car straightened back out before he hit the wall head on. That would have likely knocked him out of the race. Unbelievable. I mean, it wasn't a complete save because he got into the wall, and he does have heavy damage to the right side of the car now, but that could have been a lot worse than what it ended up being if he didn't get the car at least corrected enough to pancake it more on the right side than head on. Unbelievable. And the bad luck seemingly just continues with Kyle Busch. Just keep winning and oh man. I think that might be fitting for both me and Kyle Busch alone. What a heck of a turn of events in the last 2 restarts. As we get closer and closer to the end of the race, just 59 to go this time by. We'll go back to that trivia question again. 6 different winners in the Cup Series in Kentucky Speedway history since they started racing there, of course, back in 2011. 5 of which are former champions, which would not include, obviously, Cole Custer's win this season. Who were those 5 drivers? Those 5 drivers were Kyle Busch, Brad Keselowski, who have each won 3 races. Martin Truex Jr. has won 2. Kurt Busch and Matt Kenseth each have 1 win at the racetrack as well. So that is the trivia answer for tonight. We will have 2 of them tomorrow, 1 in each of those live streams, because again, we will have a double header tomorrow with this NASCAR Xfinity series. So that would be the answer to the question. I didn't see anybody answer correctly. I saw one person was close, and they said Jimmy Johnson, and he has not won at Kentucky Speedway. One of the few tracks he has not won at in his career, excluding the Daytona Road Course because they only raced there this year, and the Charlotte Roval, which they've only raced at twice. Johnson's won at every track outside of Chicagoland and Kentucky in his Cup Series career. Out, 57 to go, trouble. Jeffrey Earnhardt. I don't know what that was. That won't count towards our damage, but Jeffrey Earnhardt will bring out the next caution here. Alex Labay in the lead at the timing of that caution. What a run for the road course ringer here tonight. Jesse Little will get the free pass in 14th. And Busch is not going to pit. He's only got one set of tires left. Everybody else will pit for the 4th time tonight. Some of them a 5th time. So Busch will restart from the lead. Braden, you got it right. Let me see here. Oh man, I don't see your comment there. I was trying to look for it. Burton wins the race off of pit road. David Starr comes out in 3rd. Burton quickly drops to the bottom behind Kyle Busch, who nailed through the shifts, but you can tell his car is not handling right with the damage to the right side of the race car after hitting the wall very hard through turns 3 and 4, as well as that accident he was involved in earlier. But here we go. I believe you there, Braden. I just couldn't find it. I was trying to scroll through quickly while I was under caution, so I probably missed it. 52 laps to go. Here comes Harrison Burton. He gave a bump and run to Kyle Busch earlier. Will he do it again? Busch kind of trying to protect the bottom. Oh, he got loose off of turn 2, and he holds on, and here comes David Starr. David Starr to the lead. Underfunded team and all, trying to get the win at Kentucky Speedway of all racetracks here tonight. Jeremy Clements involved in an accident with Kyle Busch. He's back in it. Oh, bang! Contact off of turn 4 between Busch and Harrison Burton. They were both just fighting for the same spot, and they made contact with each other. Clements now, underdog himself, only has one career Xfinity Series win. And here comes Gregson. He's been a lap down all night. He busts. Kyle Busch, despite the damage, is actually keeping up with these guys on the restart. Unbelievable. He lost the lead, but man, oh man. Here comes Ryan Sieg back into the top 10, and he's looking for 6th on Busch. So the 2 full race live streams tomorrow are going to be at Dover, Talladega, noon Eastern Standard Time, 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Busch washes up the track off of turn 4. Michael Annett gets to the bottom. I don't know what happened there. Black screen, yeah, I see it. That's unfortunate. I have the hotspot on. I don't know why it's doing that. It usually doesn't lag with the hotspot. It must be a YouTube error. I don't think it's because of the connection I'm having. I think it's because of the... It's got to be something with YouTube, I'd have to assume. They're going 3 wide right in front of us here, down the front stretch. We might have to stop and restart the stream, unfortunately. We had to do that at Auto Club last night, too, and I think it's a YouTube error again. I don't think it's necessarily a service connection issue on my behalf, so I guess we'll stop it here for a quick second. We'll come back. We'll finish up the last 45 laps here in about a minute. So, yeah, sorry for that. Thanks for letting me know in the chat. Man, yeah, I don't know. It's got to be a YouTube issue, I'd have to assume. Because, again, it's 2nd night in a row. We haven't even been using my Wi-Fi necessarily. So we'll try it again here. I'll be back here in a couple minutes.